Next thing on the agenda is consent calendar. Nothing. Council liaison report.
Hello, everyone again. Here are some things and developments that you all might be interested in. First, starting with some of the new appointments. The council has appointed Marjorie Matthews as our interim District 4 representative before the special election. He has also appointed Vice Mayor Rose Herrera as from District 8 as Vice Mayor for our city. And these are the new appointments for the committees. So, Neighborhood Services and Education, Councilmember Don Rocha is Chair, Councilmember Carrasco is Vice Chair, and Councilmembers Nguyen, Perales, and Matthews are members. The Community Economic Development Committee, Councilmember Camus is Chair, Councilmember Jones is Vice Chair, and Vice Mayor Herrera, Councilmembers Oliverio, and Councilmember Colera are members. For the Transportation and Environment Committee, Councilmember Colera is Chair, Councilmember Nguyen is Vice Chair, and Vice Mayor Herrera and Councilmembers Rocha and Matthews are members. For the Public Safety, Finance, and Strategic Services Committee, Councilmember Oliverio is Chair, Councilmember Perales is Vice Chair, Councilmembers Jones, Carrasco, and Camus are members, and the Rules Committee, which is now the joint meeting of the Rules and Open Government Committee of the Whole, is our Mayor Licardo as Chair, and Councilmembers Carrasco, Vice Mayor Herrera, and Councilmembers Jones and Camus are all members. So notably, all of the committees have 5 members, and to accommodate the Brown Act, that explains the change of the rules meeting. So please note that for any of the changes that you want to monitor, for policies that you're following, that's the new leadership. Some items that you all may be interested in council meetings since you all last met. Please, by the way, let me know how you would want your report so then I can adjust this to the issues that you're interested in and the fashion that you like. So you mentioned the short-term rental zoning ordinance in your last meeting, and we have changed the zoning code to allow and regulate transit occupancy as an incidental residential use and modify permitting requirements and occupancy limitations for bed and breakfast. So what this will do is allow residents to provide Airbnb rentals with a maximum of 180 days per year or nights per year when the host is not present, and 365 days if the landlord is present, and require that the host pay a 10% TOT transit occupancy tax without the 4% convention center special tax that hotels still are required to pay. So that's what's happened on that item that you had talked about. Some things that you might be interested in for the Phillips oil train. That was just yesterday. The council asked staff to prepare a letter to reject the Phillips 66 proposed rail spur in San Luis Obispo County because of environmental impact that wasn't considered in the initial report and the relative risks that they feel our city cannot handle if the oil trains were to derail, and we don't have the capacity to address a disaster that would be related to that. Other things, immigrant services, welcome ordinance, and a plan to address President Obama's admin relief has been agendized for the January 27th meeting. Some other items that you might be interested in is changes to, or updates for the medical marijuana regulatory program. So part of it is to streamline the hearing process, expedite the shutdown of facilities that are violating the regulatory program, a study session for the new council, and a process for allowing payment schedules for those facilities. We have developments on the Coleman soccer fields. There's about a delay for a year. because we have to rebid the project. So the director was authorized to rebid the project due to the contractor not being able to remove asbestos from the site. We directed the city manager to acquisition a parcel at 31st Street and Highway 101 for park purposes. So that's pretty nice, and to return to council with a recommendation. We authorized the city manager to take actions for sale of property at 1123 Coleman Avenue to the Coleman Avenue Airport Partners. And any hotels that would be developed at this site would be required to pay a 14% transit occupancy tax. Just a few more, I know it's a little long. For the North San Jose Century Court appropriation, we directed administration to utilize the $2.6 million in funds available for affordable housing, so that these funds will be used to further the goal of supporting activities to end homelessness in San Jose and Santa Clara County. And the Camden Pool will be at the Camden Community Center is actually going through renovation. So we sent out, authorized the Director of Public Works to award a construction contract for the reno to bring it to current safety standards. And it also hasn't been renovated in about 20 years. And lastly, the mayor has a new vision for the state of the city to be more community-oriented and accessible and encourage more community participation. So it's going to be happening on Saturday, March 14th at 10 a.m. At Independence High School, and it's going to include a resource fair for attendees. So that's pretty neat.
What is it?
This is the state of the city.
State of the city.
Yeah. And I can take any questions that you may have about these items.
What was the new vision again?
Sorry?
What was that last thing, the new vision?
For the state of the city. So rather than an evening event
No,
downtown.
but I mean, not the green vision, it was community transparency.
Oh no, it wasn't anything about that. It's just it's kind of like a new approach to the state of the city. So moving into Independence High School instead of having it downtown in the evening. So during the day, in the weekend, at a, at the high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Just adding to that, part of the purpose of moving it to March 14th during the daytime is to allow, and to be held at a education center, is one of the mayor's priorities is education. So there is a method to that particular madness, and also as part of the process, rather than just listening to a speech, there's going to be a series of displays and from city departments. So families yourselves can wander around and see what city services are available for the community. So it is a different model than has been done before. The other thing too is, for those of you that haven't read his book, he actually, my understanding, he had quite a few copies at the swearing in last week. I'll see if I can, if anybody's interested, I think I have it in a PDF file, and also I can get some hard copies if you'd like to read what the vision is for the city coming up during this term. So just let me know if that's the case, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just, I want to give a little feedback because you asked, and I think that given that this is the first time that you're here, that was great that we got a wealth of information, but I think in the future, do we want so much, or do we want it more focused on what we might have
I
to?
was going to ask, are these committee appointments available online someplace, or can I have a copy of it, or?
Yes, these are available online.
If you'd like to provide me with links to them, then I can send them out to the commissioners, and they can go ahead and look up the memos themselves. I can more than likely send you the memo with the appointments that were all listed out. That was a council memo that came out just about a week or so back. So that'll list, once again, all the different committees and the chairs and the members of the committees, so that you have a sense of who's sitting where. So I'll add that. I've actually added it to my list, so I'll send something out to you then.
Okay. feedback, yes.
I'm not sure, Commissioner Chavez's question was answered. You were posing a question whether it should be as broad a list or
Right.
more focus. Is it
I'm sorry.
I think more of a focus on the items that we deal with might be better, because we're always short on time.
I have a comment on that. I think that maybe if we parcel the time and then try to stay within a certain block of time, that would be a good way to contain it. And I don't mind hearing things that are happening around the city that are outside the purview of the commission, but that could get to be a really long list, I think is probably what you're getting at, Juan, and I would concur. So if we just block the time, that was not too long.
So I imagine that this time was more than usual because of all the commissions, and this time we happen to have a light agenda, so it was able to fit in. So it's okay this time, but maybe not quite so much next time, but otherwise I think it was good.
And we haven't met for a while, so you're just trying to bring us up to date.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I enjoy it, actually. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda.